One webinar can shift how people see you. One webinar can give your referral partners something valuable to promote. And one webinar can create so much momentum even in the summer. And yes, one webinar can absolutely fill your calendar month to month. I'm Sylvie Garibaldi, founder and CEO of a well-established marketing training and done-for-you services company, tailored specifically for the modern legal and financial professional worldwide. While it's taken some trial and error to figure out which methods get the best results for professionals who are looking to grow their practices, fast forward to today, my team and I have nailed down and perfected a process that has helped so many of our clients consistently achieve outstanding results and create a legacy for their practices. I created the Serve First, Sell Later marketing podcast to give you simple, actionable, non-salesy, and results-driven marketing to grow your legal or financial practice like so many of our clients have. If you're a lawyer, mediator, financial, or divorce professional who is looking to become highly visible and wants to create a practice that makes an impact, then you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 85 of the Serve First, Sell Later marketing podcast. I'm your host, Sylvie Garibaldi. So today I want to walk you through something that I've seen really change the game for many lawyers, mediators, and divorce professionals who are very serious about growing their practice. Here's what I know and have seen often. So if you've been relying only on referrals, if you've been posting on social media but not getting traction, or if you simply are tired of that roller coaster of feast or famine in your calendar, then this episode was made especially for you. Because the strategy I'm going to share today is one that's completely underused in your industry. And I think when done right, it creates a very steady pipeline of high-quality leads who are actually pre-sold before they even get on a consultation call with you. So trust me on this one. And what I'm talking about here are webinars. That's right, webinars. Now, it can also mean any speaking engagements as well, but for the purpose of today's episode, I really want to focus in on webinars. And before you kind of tune out thinking, oh, that's not for me, or I don't like being on camera, or maybe you just don't feel you have enough time to do this, then this episode is especially for you. So let me stop you right there. You don't have to have a big audience. You don't need to be a tech wizard, and you don't need to spend weeks preparing. You just need to solve a real problem for a real audience and give people a reason to trust you. That's it. Now, you could be thinking, all right, Sylvia, well, it's summertime right now. People are traveling, kids are out of school, my clients aren't really online right now. And I want to stop you there as well, because summer is actually one of the best times to run a webinar. So today's episode is going to show you why summer webinars actually get more engagement than you expect, how to structure a simple, repeatable webinar that leads to consults. I'm going to share with you what we teach our clients and how professionals are using this right now in real time to explode their visibility and attract very serious leads. So let's dive in. All right, I want to start by busting the biggest myth first. The myth being people are on vacation, they're offline, they're not thinking about professional services. Here's the truth. They are online and they're just scrolling from different places. So some people are working hybrid or fully remote during the summer. Some people are on holidays, and yes, that means that they're still checking email. They're still browsing. They're still exploring services, even from the cottage, the beach, or the airport lounge. And what's more is that there's less competition in your audience's inbox. Most firms go quiet in summer. They pause email campaigns. They stop promoting, which means when you host a webinar in June, July, or August, you're actually going to get more visibility and less message fatigue. Now, I hear you. If you want to obviously take a summer break and you're taking summer holidays, you don't need to run webinars during that time period. But unless you're taking 3 months off, then there is opportunity for you to actually host webinars throughout the summer months, okay? So here's what I also want you to know is that 92% of webinar attendees say they really value Q&As. So that stat alone tells us that people are hungry for direct access, for clarity, for support. So when your competition slows down, you get to stand out, right? And when you educate people during a quieter time, they actually remember you when they're ready to act. So let's talk about how to structure a webinar that actually works and gets you results. So there is a 5-step framework that I like to use, which is pretty clear, it's simple, and it's powerful. And it's the same process that my team and I use with clients to help them book 5 to 15 consults from just one webinar, even with a small list. Okay, so let's break this down. Step number 1 is you want to start with the pain that they feel, okay? Not the bio that you wrote. So don't open with credentials, open with the problem that they're living with. So for example, if you're separating and don't know how to protect your time with your kids, or you're feeling overwhelmed about dividing assets fairly, this webinar is for you. Okay, that's one example. You could also, from a workplace mediation perspective, you could say something like, if you're an HR leader noticing rising tension on your team and you're unsure how to step in without making it worse, this session is going to walk you through your options. Okay, so you see what we're doing there? We're illuminating the pain and then how to get them to the other side. And that's going to be really, really important. So you start with what's keeping them up at night. And when you do this, people will feel seen and they will stay. They will stay and they will sign up for the webinar. Step number 2 of this structure is to really shift their perspective. So what do I mean by this? You need to step into leadership. So you're not giving information, you're actually reframing how they see the situation. So for example, an estate planning attorney could say something like, most people think a will is enough, but in reality, without powers of attorney and clear instructions, your loved ones could still be stuck in court for months. Okay? That's just a quick example to share with you how we reframe what they already know. Okay? Workplace mediator could say something like, most companies treat conflict like a performance issue, but unresolved tension spreads, and it's usually a communication breakdown, not a personnel problem. Okay? Divorce mediators, here's another example for divorce mediators. Co-parenting isn't just about being civil, it's about having detailed plans that prevent future breakdowns when schedules change or emotions flare. Okay? The goal here is to educate through insight, not overwhelm them with information. So I hope this was able to demonstrate to you that it's not a lot of information, but we're reframing how they're seeing it. Okay, step number 3 is to give 2 or 3 tangible takeaways that they can use immediately in your webinar. Okay? These don't need to be deep dives. They just need to be useful, they need to be memorable, and they need to be relevant. Okay. Let me give you a quick example for family law or divorce. You can talk to the 3 parenting plan clauses that most couples forget and how they lead to conflict, especially during the back-to-school season, okay? Or from an estate planning perspective, you can talk about the 3 documents that every family should have in place before their next trip, right? And what happens if they're actually missing one of these documents. Workplace mediation, you can look at maybe like the 2 signs that conflict is brewing on your team and the question every manager should be asking. So when you structure your presentation in these formats, you're actually delivering 2 or 3 key points that make your audience say, wow, I didn't even know that, or I haven't even thought of it that way. And when you get them thinking like this, you're actually building trust, and you're building trust quickly when you do this. Okay, step number 4 for the structure of this webinar is to offer a simple, low stakes next step. So, what do I mean by this? You need to move them from value to action. We don't want them just stuck in value. Like, you deliver the presentation, they're like, wow, that was great. I learned so much. But then you don't prompt them to take a specific action. So you don't want to close with, thank you so much for attending. Please reach out if you need anything, right? That's too vague and it doesn't give them enough information about why they should reach out to you. Instead, you could say something like, if this brought up questions about your own situation or you're feeling stuck and not sure what to do and you want to talk about it, I'm offering a 30 or 60-minute clarity call. Spots are limited and the link is going to be in your inbox. Or here's the link right now. I've created a link. Select a time that works best for you. So talk about what you're going to be giving them in this free 30-minute call, okay? Or 60-minute call, whatever it may be. So you want to make the next step frictionless. That's what we're trying to do. It's personal and it's focused. So it's going to be really, really important. So here's another quick example for like a workplace mediator. You could say something like, hey, if you're an HR leader and you're dealing with a very specific conflict dynamic and you want a neutral sounding board, then this free strategy call is for you, or this discovery call is for you. So you really want to get them interested in wanting to meet with you. And the content in your webinar should get them really motivated to want to speak with you. Okay, step number 5 of the structure is to follow up like a professional. The numbers change on this, but we do know that it takes multiple touches before a prospect will get in touch with you. So yes, they attended, yes, they signed up, but now you need to reach out to them and remind them what they need to do next. Okay, so here's an example of what you can do as a follow-up, right? And I can say this with full disclosure that I see this a lot. This is a step that most professionals skip, and it's costing them leads and it's costing them revenue. Okay. So after the webinar, you want to send them a replay, usually within 24 hours, and it should be a time limited replay, meaning they don't have forever to watch the replay, right? You will take it down after a certain time frame. You also, in this email, you want to highlight 1 or 2 key insights from the event. You want to remind them of the clarity call and the next step and why they should book a call with you and insert the link. And then also make sure that you're personally messaging those who attended live, right? So it's going to be important to do that. You can say something like, hi, John, thanks again for joining yesterday's webinar. Was there anything that stood out or sparked a question? Right? That's it. Just a touch of some kind to remind them that you're there and that if they still want to reach out for a call, that you're available. So you're not pushing, you're just staying visible and valuable. And that's exactly what builds trust. By the way, if you're finding this episode valuable, I've covered related topics in past episodes that can help deepen your understanding. Be sure to check out those episodes. I'll drop the links in the show notes so you can easily find them. Okay, so if you do 1 webinar per month, yes, even in the summer, when you're not on holidays, of course, here's what you'll likely see. New leads you didn't chase, they're all of a sudden coming to you warm and ready. And who doesn't want that, right? More visibility with referral partners who now have a reason to promote your content and to refer to you. Okay, that's another moneymaker that's most people don't think about. You will also have better engagement from your network because your content actually solves problems. And you'll also have increased trust from your audience because they heard you speak, they got value, and they remember how you made them feel. And of course, more importantly, when you do this consistently, you will have a waiting list of people who want to attend your next webinar. I mean, at SG & Associates, we do this all the time. And we have a waiting list of people every single month who want to know when our next workshop is going to be. Okay, so it is very successful at building that wait list as well. So I want to share with you a quick example. One of our clients, an estate planning attorney, ran a summer webinar with a topic that was really all about what every parent needed to know about wills before their next family trip. And she promoted it through several emails, some LinkedIn posts, and other social media posts. And she also sent this out to her referral partners, asking them to promote it for her. And also, we have a whole marketing checklist that our clients need to do to really make their webinars successful. So she followed all those steps. And she had 30 people sign up, 18 people attended live, 7 booked a call, and 4 became clients within 15 days. Okay? That's just from one webinar that she delivered in the summer timeframe. So after that webinar, she said to me, I almost didn't do it because I assumed no one would show. This has been one of the best marketing decisions I've made all year. So trust me when I say this. This is a fantastic tool. And we teach our clients how to do these webinars, how to promote them so that people actually show up and that they sign up with you for a consultation call. So if this is you and you're listening to this episode and you're interested in how we can help, then I highly recommend you book a strategy call with me so we can talk about what this could look like for you and how one of our services can help you get there. The link can be found in the show notes, so please feel free to sign up for a call. So if you've been feeling stuck, like you're putting in the effort but not seeing results, or maybe referrals have slowed down, or it could even be that you're showing up online but you're just getting no traction, and you really just feel like your calendar feels like a roller coaster, right? Feast or famine, then I want this to be a turning point for you because you don't need a massive audience. You don't need to be good on camera. And you don't need to wait until fall to get started, right? Like get started now. Because the truth is this, you already have what it takes to lead. You just need to put it into the format that helps your audience see it. And that format, as you know, is a webinar. One webinar can shift how people see you. One webinar can give your referral partners something valuable to promote. And one webinar can create so much momentum even in the summer. And yes, one webinar can absolutely fill your calendar month to month. So here's your action plan. I want you to pick a date within the next 30 days. Don't overthink it. Look at your calendar. Maybe pick a midweek. That's it. Make the commitment to show up and do this webinar. Step 2 is choose one specific problem that your audience is facing. What's the thing that they keep Googling? What's the thing that keeps them up at night? What are they worrying about or what are they avoiding? Okay, and I want you to turn that into your topic. Don't go broad, always go deep. The next step is to really just build a simple 5-part flow, right? Use the structure I shared in this episode. Start with their pain, shift their perspective, deliver 2 to 3 valuable takeaways, offer a clear next step, and always follow up like a professional would. And the last step is to promote it. You need to promote it at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance. Use email, use LinkedIn, use other social media platforms that you know your ideal clients are active on, and then ask your referral partners to share it. So keep it clear, keep it consistent, and don't worry how many sign up. Just focus on who signs up, okay? Because eventually that sign up list just grows and grows and grows every time you hold your next webinar. And lastly, you need to show up and serve. I want you to speak from experience, teach from insight, give real value, and invite them to take the next step with you. Because that's how you turn one 60-minute webinar into meaningful consultations, into meaningful clients, and into some serious momentum. And if you want help creating, promoting, or filling that webinar, that's exactly what we do. So we've helped professionals just like you go from no one showing up to, wow, this brought in 4 clients in 15 days. Okay, so if you're ready for that next level of support, I'd love to help you get there. Please book a consultation call with me. The link can be found in the show notes. So, people who show up in the summer, they're not just browsing, they're actively looking for answers. And you can be one to give it to them. So let's stop waiting. Let's stop hiding behind, I'm not ready yet. And let's start building real, intentional visibility with a message that actually leads. Because your next client, that could be one webinar away. Thanks so much for joining me today. If this episode lit a fire under you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, leave a review, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast. I'll see you in the next episode.